All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight's America 250 subcommittee meeting here in Kent, Connecticut, either in person or virtually. It is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, and I'm calling the meeting to order at 5:02 p.m. I am looking for a motion to approve the agenda as stated with the amendment of removing item 6, financial report, that will be reviewed in the discussion of possible actions on event plans, updates, and next steps for budget review.
Motion to approve as amended. I'm sorry, can you guys hear us? I didn't push the mic. Okay. Maybe not.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Sarah.
Who's Sarah?
Sarah Chase. Any discussion? Any additional amendments to the agenda? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Public comment? Anybody from the public? Welcome to Greg. Greg LaCava, thank you for joining us this evening from Warren.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure to listen in. I unfortunately have another thing to go to. I have a hard stop around 5:30, but I'll listen as long as I can, Matt.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. More than happy to have you. Always welcoming to everybody. So, all right. Can I get a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes on October 21st, 2025, please?
Approve. Thank you. Do March 4th.
And can I get a second, please? Thank you so much, Darlene. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? All abstaining? Motion carries. Thank you all. All right, discussion of possible action on event plans, updates, and next steps. So first and foremost, we're going to discuss budget. So I added to the shared drive today a rough draft of our budget. And this is just conceptualizing based on some information that I gathered from previous meetings and then also some other things as well. And I'm waiting for this to fully, can everybody see my screen?
No, not yet.
My app is taking.
Okay, there you go.
So right now for revenue donations, this is up until November 7th. Barbara and I are conglomerizing everything. We try our best to update the revenue from donations and everything from week to week to every other week. With that said, this does not include the wonderful donations that we received from America 250's Give 250 campaign back in October. An e-check will be deposited tomorrow into our account. And to give some insight on that, we came in 5th this year, or this time around for the second round. So we went from 3rd, and then we went to 5th. We raised $1,142. And I just want to say, with that noted, we had such a strong amount of donors in our community. And I'm looking at, West Hartford and Portland, who were the top two last time, and see that all three of us are still pulling donors and we're doing a great job acquiring that money in a variety of different ways. It really goes to show that the community cares and the community is mindful of the fact that we'll be celebrating this next year. And I'm excited to be seeing how involved the community can be just beyond the financial support and what we can do to be more engaged with the community while we plan out our events after we discuss the budget.
We send thank you notes to this batch of donors.
Not yet, but that we can.
We did it for the last batch, right?
Yep.
Do you want to do it again, or do you want me to do it? Like,
I don't mind, I just will, and Matt will provide me the.
amazing. But definitely, if you want to throw it to someone else, I'm willing and able. And sure.
I'll get you that donor list. Thank you, Darlene.
Yeah, thank you for doing all of them.
Thank you. So the amount that we have right now, mug sales, that'd be when all mugs sell completely. We do have about 12 mugs left total. Don't have many, so they're flying fast.
Can we get that into the newsletter as a good holiday present?
Absolutely. I think an e-blast about that would be fantastic, saying that this is a great holiday gift. Right now, blue, yeah, blue. So with that noted, I'm happy to work on ordering more blue or custom ordering blues. People pay in advance and they want that, and I can go ahead and order it. That's something we can discuss in a little bit, but throwing that on the radar and on the plate. Donations, this is as of November 7th, as Barbara and I are still working together to conglomerize everything, but we're at a healthy number of $5,347.23 worth of donations. And this is not including the Give 250 money that we'll be receiving, so that $1,142 included. So we're gonna be at a very good number and a healthy number just from grassroots efforts. So I really just want to commend the subcommittee on all of our efforts for pulling for this money to get the celebration up and going. We all worked pretty tediously to get this done, and we've had some times where we couldn't meet, but we pulled together, and Give 250 we were going strong on. So truthfully, I'm impressed with what we can all do as a group, and I'm thankful that we're all such a great cohesive unit to really spearhead this and get it going. So props to everybody, truly.
Thank you.
More than happy to be at the helm of it. So expenses. So I was just going back on some notes and I'm looking over what we had as our list of activities. The 250th celebration plans. And when I was trying to develop a calendar, I noticed we had no specific dates, but bi-monthly, monthly, quarterly. And I think it might be great if we tonight won't under member input when we discuss, I'll bring up the 250th celebration plans. I think it might be time for us to just pick out specific activities and we can spearhead them and start planning them. And then next meeting we'll have the calendar lined up and we can go ahead and actually put out maybe a physical calendar into the community and say, hey, these are our events for next year. Keep your eyes open because we'd love to see you at this event, that event, this event, that event. So based on just time frame and cost, lectures, I did put 1,000, workshops 500, essay poetry, art contest prizes 100 for prizes, mural project $500, patriotic story time $100, artifacts and exhibits $100, historical hikes and cemetery tours at 50. Again, this is a draft, so we can make some amendments as needed. Yeti mugs, we spent 900. Declaration of Independence, I was trying to reference what Sarah Chase, what you found for that number. And then movie fees, just based off of Swank, if we have to do any movie fee rentals, it looks like it's or licensing, it's about 400 to 500, so I need middle ground of 450. And then 4th of July weekend costs, I put through 2,000 to see what we can get off of donations first. And then if we want to add more money in there, we can, based on what we're going to be planning. So.
Can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
So, the library has a movie license. Do we need you to get your own?
No, so with your movie license, if you were to show a movie or advertise it, do you have to pay an additional fee to do it?
No.
Beautiful.
And your license allows outside movies? I thought there was something about it.
No, that is a separate fee, but we would get that on top. So that might be something that if you can get like a rider or whatever, to do an outside film. You can't do Disney. I think Disney is never allowed, but other movies you're allowed to show them outside. So as long as you get that special. So we would have to reach out to our rep and find out about that. But we've done that before. We've partnered with organizations and they've used our license to show films.
Fabulous.
Is there a reason why we had to do it outside? The only reason I'm cautioning against that is because in the summer, you can't show a movie outside much before 9 o'clock. And that really limits who wants to go to your movie.
Did you mean outside of the library or outside?
Both,
Okay.
I
I
thought,
kind of figured both.
yeah, it was both. It was, whether we would do it in the community house or outside.
Yeah, outside the library is fine. It has nothing to do with that. It's the literal outside in the air. That's what you have us get a special rider for. But yeah, we can be anywhere because we have it. So it's a public performance
I
license.
think we should leave some money in there for like the rider and potentially doing something outside. I mean, we made a really awesome movie outside here at Town Hall a couple of years ago. Marge and I did that and it was amazing and very well attended. When we did Back to the Future too. It wasn't extremely expensive, but it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
You know, it's up to you. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's a good way to save some money and spend it on something else. If you can kind of tweak that to make it so it's within the bounds of our current license, or you can just float it on your own. Totally up to you. But we have it, and it can save some money there.
And if need be, we, I mean, if it needed to be at the community house, that could still be reduced to 250. That's how much community house is for a night. You know, I mean, that's food thoughts, you know.
Yeah, and when it comes to community house rentals, Park and Rec would partner and they would reduce the cost to nothing for rental fees. So we can always null that out. But I think leaving the money in there for the fees would be.
Right.
Wait, until we have something on the calendar, I think we should keep our, it's not that.
But I just, Sarah really pointed out a fact of, you know, getting participation, if it's outside, you know, at 9 o'clock, you know, we all know that everybody goes to sleep here, you know, after 8 o'clock in Litchfield County.
I mean, it just depends on what you're showing. If you're trying to make it family friendly, that's a little late
Right.
in June.
Agreed. And then, for the historical hikes, I know we talked about the charging of it, and I was going through my notes on that, and I'm trying to recall, Marge, do you mind, helping refresh my memory on the charging for the historical hikes? I think, there was a possible charge for it, or we needed a sexton, possibly.
Oh, you're not talking necessarily historical hikes, he's
Cemetery
talking the
hikes.
cemetery hikes, but I think that's all through the historical society or not really much expense.
No, I don't think.
It would only be refreshments, and I think that
Hmm.
depending on, I think the land trust and the historical society probably have a sufficient option to do refreshments.
I think we can get on Thursday night discussing some stuff like that, but I don't.
I know the land trust would,
Sure, I don't want to.
we would, yeah,
The only thing I was thinking that might come up because of the cleaning materials cost, but that has nothing to do with the tour. So I don't know, I don't remember saying anything.
I don't think we need to have a budget for that.
No,
Perfect, so I'll
no.
hold that out, fantastic.
Then the historical hikes. What were we including in that?
I think that was more like you and I would do, KLT and KHS would do like a walking hike and we'd have cookies and cider or something like that, but we would take care of that.
Yeah.
Let me jump to Declaration of Independence. Sarah Chase, can you refresh my memory on how much we discussed?
Yeah, it would be anywhere from like $250 to $500, and I'm willing to donate the cost of that too. I'll happy to buy it for the town.
Thank you.
I'll talk to Cat Art and see if we can have something made so where there's room for people to sign at the bottom.
Thank you. Keep me in the loop on that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I think you should put a note. Like, and same with the historic hikes, KLT and KHS, just so that when we go back to it, we're.
Absolutely. And then, movie fees.
Darlene, since you're in the room right now, do you happen to know exactly what size the one behind you is, the Constitution? Or can we get just a,
Probably like 5 by 10.
I think it's about maybe if you put Darlene on my shoulders, tall, and then maybe like. Maybe, would you say it's like a U in length and maybe like,
It's 2.5 Darlene's and
5 by,
Say two darlings.
5 by 12.
Yeah. that's
Okay.
5 by 12 or 5
I think
by
it's
10.
5 by 12.
okay.
I do one in the minutes having it say 2 of Darlene.
Question mark, how much Darlene?
Yes.
why is the Darlene amount, so now I have to figure out my height and your height, so then,
Exactly.
yeah. Well, we do math, there we go.
Historic notations.
Thank you. All right, thank you, thank you. So for the essay, poetry, and art contest prizes, we're looking at having the students participate in that, and we're looking at giving out some items as well. Do we feel $100 is sufficient as a donation? Or $100 is a good request for giveaways? Or do we
It'd be
feel
great to
that?
do gift certificates to local establishments, and so maybe we can pay like half of it, like
Yeah, to pay for the prizes.
like
Okay.
like
Well-
get 45 on me, gift certificate to like Wilson's, you know, and like.
Yeah, I'm happy to ask, bring this up at the next member meeting, on December 3rd and see, if, what participation we can get from chamber members.
Yeah. I mean, we could potentially like pay half of it so that a $50 gift certificate, we pay 25 and the shop pays 25 or whatever, so that.
Right, so they don't take the brunt of it.
Yes, but our $100 would go further if we had some assistance.
Right.
And it would keep business in town.
Absolutely would. Just adding in some more lines, just in case we want to add stuff, so business town, maybe we can make some donations, that'd be great, mural project, same concept, we put $500, so it would be more. I put 500 just from our general conversations, because we're looking at more than just a youth range.
So can you explain what that is? I
So-
don't remember what the mural.
So the community mural project was, we're looking at doing a mural on town hall exterior wall or at Kent Commons on the tennis court and hanging something on the fencing of the tennis court. And it would be in June 2026, and we're looking for partnerships with local schools, Ace Hardware, and Kent Art Association for artists coordination, local business for funding and supplies.
I just know there's been a lot of conversation about a mural in the sustainable CT meeting with Deb Schley, and so just don't want to have two different murals and confusion, mural confusion.
It's not so much fun. So should we pursue this community mural project that we have in mind? Or should we pause it since there seems to be a conversation about murals?
I think we should maybe have some in Worthington.
In Worthington being as chair,
Yeah,
reach out to her and it might be
it might be an opportunity to delegate.
collaborate.
Yes.
with them and see if they want to take the lead on it.
They haven't found a place for their mural, so I don't necessarily think their mural was 250 oriented. It was
The more permanent.
and it was nature, and well, if it's on the wall of town hall, that's pretty permanent.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Should we reduce that line item, increase it?
I think we should keep it the same until this conversation continues.
And so it's the town we may collaborate with, I'm some.
Sustainable CT,
We'll see too.
Sustainable Kent, is that what it's called?
Which is a committee.
UNESCO.
And I apologize, I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm just hitting talking points for stuff that we have written down and just things that I'm recalling that were quick conversation points that we had. So we're gonna dive a little bit deeper. Lectures, Sarah Marshall and Marge, you both had lecturer concepts. I remember Sarah Marshall, you said you had a lecturer available.
Yeah, right now we have two, which is great. We've got a confirmation with a John Adams reenactor, which he will be good. That's in June. I can get you the price on that, but we've already committed to it. And then I have to get the commitment, but I just got from my board president the agreement to do it's a musical theater guy who does a presentation on how history and musicals, and then he ties in Hamilton and 1776, and it just seemed really apropos for the year. So we've actually got that scheduled. We're going to be nailing it down, I think, this coming week for the end of March. And I know he is about $200, so that's super cheap. So yeah, we could easily eat up any of that budget. So I think the John Adams guy was like 300, but I'd have, or no, that was more. He was more. He was like 600. So I think Darlene, you and I had talked about splitting that.
Well, I can safely say that that's something that I can authorize under the town clerk discretionary. That I have the historic preservation account.
Great.
So we could ideally, if that money needed to be allocated for a different type of lecture. You will know that John Adams character will be managed and paid for.
Okay.
I've got Pete Vermillier, who's a longtime history teacher at Hussey, who very much would like.
Amazing.
A lecture.
He just wrote the best article about 1776 on Mount Desert Island. And I like totally was loving it. He wrote a whole, got a magazine out of it.
So I don't know what the subject will be yet, but one of the things he and I were talking about the other day, I went to a program up at Cornwall Historical, where he was talking about David McCullough's book, 1776, which actually I've got an extra copy of. Oh, no, but talking about the whole loyalists and moderates, I think we were talking about it a little bit in the last meeting. And it's an interesting concept, and he said he didn't have to be it, that would cover anything. And then I might have another one. I'm not gonna say any names or yet, and I think he'd do it for free, so.
Now, does Pete also?
Pete, I think would charge, I don't know.
Just to keep
Yeah,
track of, or take of that.
I have to ask him. I know he was paid by Cornwall to do the one that.
And the movie Sarah 1776, that's covered under your, that movie particularly is covered under your license?
Let me look. Keep talking and I'll look it up.
Sure, because I think that would, we're talking about a calendar in the next meeting, and so it would be great to put a date and a location to some of this stuff.
Yep. What I'll do for the calendar, I'll put it in the Google Drive. And everyone will have access to just input to the calendar. I just asked for FOI purposes that the chat feature is not utilized. If
The
there's-
answer is yes, it is in the swank.
That's great, Sarah.
Fantastic, thank you, Sarah.
So we should definitely put a date to that of when we're gonna show that somewhere, whether it be at the library or here in town hall or somewhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't commit us to anything because at least our spaces here, we can't commit to anything. So the program that we're talking about, we're gonna have to find spots for everything else.
Sure, I
We
mean,
hope, we don't know. We won't know for 3 more weeks, but
I would just say that, this is a huge TV, and now showing a movie in the town hall isn't probably is pretty nice,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't
And I
know,
do have a giant blue screen, so if we did
We
move
could-
outside.
we could do it outside or we could do the community house,
Community
although the
house.
sound there is always.
Somebody else just come in.
Kathy Mazza also.
Great. And then with workshops, I think if we just tie those 2 line items together as one, I think that'd be the most
I agree.
functional thing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and if that is fine, but if anyone else has any dissent to that, please feel free to let me know.
So it would be good to see what the cost to show 1776 outside,
And then versus inside.
yeah,
Yeah,
which would be free. Well, free on her.
yeah. Alright. So patriotic story time. Sarah, do you think that the library would be able to offer some patriotic story time? I'm happy to come in as the reader to do the patriotic readings for the kids. I'll be there this weekend on Saturday to read the kids for Thanksgiving.
yeah, you can talk to Dorothy about that. Should be fine.
Awesome. Talk to Dorothy about that, so if that's something that,
Something.
absolutely,
Fun.
George Washington's horse.
Fun to wear like
I'll wear a loyalist outfit, I'll wear a patriot outfit. I think that'd be
I
fun.
actually do.
And you know what, I'll do it on my dime because it would be fun to wear that and to dress up and it would be cool for, Halloween
Like a
in 2026.
wig, like a powdered wig.
I'm all for it. So Sarah, do you feel that we need to have the 100 in there for patriotic story time or should we?
No,
Perfect,
there's no cost for that at all.
perfect.
Unless you plan on doing something particularly odd, so no. Like if it's just a regular story time, we'll make something red, white, and blue and blah, 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 like it's fine.
Yeah, you need a craft or something.
Yeah, but that's generally, that's pretty low cost, yeah, and we have all that junk.
We can definitely work with the park rec budget as well, and I can see what I can pull from there. Artifacts and exhibits, do we feel that we're gonna be needing funds for artifacts and exhibits?
We have not started talking about that.
No,
Putting that in the 20.
I think we had been talking about like some things that could go like boards or whatever that could go outside at different things. I don't think we should remove them. I
No.
think we should keep
Just
some.
say, let's.
I think we
keep it
should
here, but
Increase.
Yeah,
I do.
I think,
Printing has gone up in expense, like Staples has increased
Yes.
their prices.
I think 500. I'm gonna go with 400.
Yeah. Start focusing on that.
One line that I want to discuss was post July 2026. So. Marketing, how much do we feel? We'll jump into the other one in a second. Marketing, do we feel we need a little bit more?
I think we need money. I think that it's quite possible we would want to send some kind of postcard with a calendar on it to EDDM, but I don't know how much that would cost.
And I can also look at how much it would cost to, I can readjust the budget to be more firm on that number.
It would be nice though to send like a postcard to everyone in Kent that says, these are some things that are happening and with our logo on the front or something to save the date type of thing.
That'd be great.
I just don't know. I mean, EDDM is, you can look it up online and get the. Yeah,
Okay. It's 600.
without price, without that's the postage.
Is that the every?
Yeah, door delivery, correct.
$600.
But that's without the printing.
Without the printing, correct, that's the postage side, but the, right.
So it might be like $1,000, but it might be money well spent to get the whole town included in.
Well, let's look into that and this will be a soft number. We can firm it up a little bit more. I think we might be able to maneuver it a little. I think.
Yeah, I think that there's probably ways to do it, but I just think that we should consider it.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if you want to put a note EDDM to look it up. Every door direct mail.
Last year, I can't remember the number.
It went up a little bit for whatever reason. There was like 100 more houses in Kent, North Kent between last year and this year.
That's pretty cool. 100 more houses.
Yeah.
So 4th of July weekend cost and then post 4th of July 2026. I was gonna invite Greg in on this conversation. I know last time we discussed partnering more on a few things. I think one thing that would be great, I'm gonna begin the conversation with Warmock Authority about the fireworks for this coming year. The way that we took on things last year, Park and Rec did pay for part of the staffing cost. So the Warmock paid $1,000 towards staffing, and then myself and agency took on the remaining cost as a split. And it truly was not a significant amount of money. So it was like, I think it would end up being $600 from my budget, which was, it was well spent and it provided to the community. So I think that if we do something along those lines with Lake Warmock Association, if we need to find a way to supply a little bit more for fireworks, I think that's something we should be contacting donors about specifically, opposed to just soliciting. But when it comes to the events, I know that we were trying to iron out a few things. I didn't include the fire department's ball in here because that would be a fundraiser for the fire department, and we are going to be writing events from entities. I think that if there's something that we can assist with, great, but if we're gonna be providing full funding for it, and it's a fundraiser for that entity, and we're not seeing that as a fundraiser for ourselves, it might not be great for us to overflow and donate.
Yeah, I think they have to, we can provide manpower, we can provide
Mhm.
Support.
support, we can read the word that it's happening, but I don't think that part of our budget is that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And I know they have some fundraiser ideas, there's a few concepts that they have in mind that they're still ironing out, but. We'll discuss, a little more of their member input, if there is anything there too. And then post July 4th, 2026, I spoke with Greg Ogama from Warren, and one thing of interest is a drone show, so I know we discussed that. It's, they're quite expensive. And also the location of it, so one spot could be Lake Warmog, but, the state does not allow for drones in their parks. So trying to see if there's other locations available. Every park could be a conceptual option because you do have the back lay of the mountain there. But parking is one challenge. The concept date would be September 9th because that was the initial date that the United States name came about, and it was officially when we call ourselves the United States. So that Greg is very keen on that for Warren celebration and for us chiming in with Warren and tying in. I think that if we partnered with them on that date, that'd be great if we can find some ways to collaborate and find a drone show around that time. I think that'd be helpful.
You said September 9th?
September 9th.
Oh, so we're not doing anything around the 4th.
No, we are. We're still doing fireworks I'm working with Lake Warmog Authority on the fireworks.
Oh.
And then we can plan out the rest of the 4th of July week. which-
Sorry.
That's
Okay.
Oh, no worries. Just post.
We have no problem with using the KLT fields for parking and for the drone show, so, I mean, if that.
Hmm.
I mean, certainly people will drive by, they'll see it, like, there's plenty of parking, no restrictions, so.
Perfect.
So that's a great idea. The KLT Field's a big open space for it. Also, if we are partnering with Warren, I know Kent State Park, we can't, but maybe we could on Warrentown Beach. But that parking's limited there.
Parking is a problem there.
Yeah. And then
I
also,
think the KLT field, I don't know about Warren Woods, that could be a possibility too.
Oh, yeah, Warren Woods over the pond.
cool.
That would be fantastic.
I think
That, that's almost in Kent.
Okay.
And the other thing would just be cost, because the cost of it is, we're looking between $50,000 to $100,000 for a very short show. Because it's time of year on top of the specialty occasion.
But is that
On top
something we
of
could
it.
write a grant? Are there grants available to underwrite that so that the town of Warren and the town of Kent put in a quarter and then the grant fees for the other half or
That-
something?
I believe there are, I'm gonna check C2 Humanity and see where they're at with grants for right now. I believe there will be, but in addition to that, I was thinking, is there's any drone programs at any of our local high schools?
Remember we used to have one, but they don't have it.
They don't have any more. That could be cool if we could work with them as students to provide the drone show to the community.
Yeah, I
Able
know.
to do the opening for the drone show, maybe we do a drone show with a concert.
Isn't that a different kind of drone, like than the drones they use for the drone show?
They are.
Yeah, like they don't have lights on. The school ones are meant for photographing versus like display.
Gotcha.
I like the idea, I just don't
Yeah.
think that we're thinking the same thing.
So how many events are gonna be on the 4th of July weekend?
So what we have in our playbook, we're looking at. July 2nd through 4th, and then, or 2nd through 5th. And the 5th is one that's open for discussion, so we're looking at July 2nd through 4th to make historical revolutionary reenactments. All town signing of the Declaration of Independence. Screening of the movie, 1776. We talked about potential costume ball on the 3rd, and then parade floats, bell ringing. And cook off and fireworks on 4th, and then trying to navigate what we're doing on 5th with a call for a potluck. That we
Hang
cannot
on
do.
one sec, we got a costume ball, I lost you there, costume ball and.
This is the playbook, I think you could
Oh,
write in the notes,
okay.
see playbook. In the minutes, you don't have to
No, I'm.
annotate, you could.
And if there's, and the nice thing is with the 4th of July weekend costs. things that we're discussing now are all inclusive in that Fourth of July weekend cost. This $2,000 was inclusive of fireworks, if there's anything outside of what we're doing, anything for our food, any for provisions for food, anything if we're doing special projects with the costume ball or something like that. Anything with the parade, if we coordinate the parade, and then anything if it comes to the cook-off, American 250 birthday cakes and fireworks. So I think once we iron out the Fourth of July weekend costs, we'll be able to look at what we need to fund for the Fourth of July weekend from the subcommittee, and then see where other funds are coming from initially. And then, we'll be left with a net of a lot. And in all honesty, I think, we were looking at it as we were trying to pull money together because we're planning, and it's a lot that we're planning, and we're getting it all concrete and down onto paper. But it's better to have more funds available, just in case, so we can supply more later on. And we can continue the celebration post Fourth of July. So, battles are fought until,
Years.
years. I think 2031 would celebrate the last fight fought.
Well, and I know just from a practical point of view, Pete, being a teacher is probably not gonna be very available during the summer. So getting him to do something, I've just gotta be able to tell him.
Yeah.
I'll find out from him.
So something we didn't discuss is, could we put American flags on the telephone poles? Like, is that possible for the weekend?
They're already on the telephone poles around town?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not normally on it for the Fourth of July weekend.
Why? Does he take them down?
Don't they come down for Memorial Day? They go
I don't know
up,
I don't know who puts them up. They're just there.
they're there right now.
They're there right now. Yeah, I was just actually I noted it.
Wonder if they didn't take them down for Memorial Day.
Do we know who would?
Might have been up for Veterans Day too.
Oh, it might have been for veterans.
Oh, yeah, because I don't think they are up all the time. I thought they come down.
Really?
Well, you could ask Rick. He would know.
I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah, Kevin Sabia used
Kevin
to.
used to do it.
Does he still though? He might still.
Dick Lindsay used to do it, and then I think Kevin Sabia took it over, and then I'm not sure.
He might still.
Kevin still might do that.
We might need acquired approval, or not acquired, Eversource.
Right.
Okay.
Sure, if Kevin used to and still does, he wouldn't have a problem. We just have to physically ask him. He's still, very much
An active
Yeah,
resident.
community,
And
yeah.
and veteran.
Are you gonna ask?
I will reach out, to find out who does the flags.
I bet they did go back up for veterans and I bet they will come down. They can't stay up. And it would be great to get him involved in this
Mhm.
committee, because he's definitely active, yeah, and passionate about that.
All right. So this is just a good overview of the budget. I am gonna close out of the budget review, and I think we should just jump into member input and continue the discussion there. We're gonna continue the discussion with member input, because I feel this will all just tie together and be all inclusive and encumbering, so instead of just focusing on just budget specifics, we can talk about member input too. So. Member input, looking at our playbook. And developing the calendar, we do have our concepts for the weekend of 4th of July, and we're ironing out the last few things, so once that's ironed out, I can share it with the local. Communities for the American 250 that are putting on events, I will share that calendar as well. Litchfield was able to develop a calendar, and it's a Google calendar, so you can just easily pop onto it and see the things that are going on locally. With our stuff, I think it would be great if we start taking on the specific events and coming back with the dates ironed out and seeing what we can do. Andrew, did you have something? I saw that you just unmuted yourself.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I was just gonna say, we actually I didn't know if, I saw in the minutes from last meeting, there was talk of kind of the iron history. and incorporating that. We have the smelt date set for that weekend of May 15th and 16th. The Historic Trades Day is, which usually has a lot of colonial crafts and trades. That is set for usually that first weekend in June, but I can get you those numbers. And then the bell ringing is usually that 4th of July weekend. And all of those would be no cost. You know, Sloan would carry the cost of those.
Those are the kind of things that should go on the postcard that gets sent out so that everyone has like this thing they can put on their fridge that shows like what they can go to.
Absolutely. I think that'd be fantastic to have that in the new year, when you bring in the new year and you see all these wonderful events that we're putting on. I think that'd be really cool.
I don't know if we can get them done by that, but
I'm
That's
confident
really-
that we will be able to.
Do which by New Year?
the postcard.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry.
Well, I think.
So maybe it goes out in the, like January, sometime in
In
January.
January, yeah. Not immediate, not like before the holidays, but those holidays, sending it out.
And so it would say like bell ringing, July 3rd, bell ringing, Eric Sloan Museum or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so that, I don't know, Sarah, can you get your events? Sarah Marshall, can you get your events nailed down that quickly? I don't know.
I have the date. I
It's
have
just
this, I have to get the second one confirmed, but the first one, I think we actually do have a date. I just have to check with Brittany.
And then the locations would,
Well, no, I don't have locations and I won't have locations. So I also don't think it matters that much to put the locations on there when you're talking about 6 months out. So if we just say like, this is happening on this date, we'll let you know where it is, I think is reasonable.
so can we get a page on the town website that gets updated with the locations?
It's
Like,
a page in the sense of that we were just waiting for what to put out there and information,
so like calendar coming soon and then we
Whatever.
can start putting those dates.
whatever you
Amazing.
send me or want, or absolutely,
Thank you.
yep,
You have one where we can find our
yeah,
agendas and events.
yep. We have a page on the website, we also have a Facebook page. So,
Oh, we did, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
so those both have been built, so it's really just based on how we want to utilize them and what information we want to throw out there.
I wonder if anyone's available to sell the mugs for the sip and stroll. Oh, yeah.
Nope, I'm committed to the Lions.
Yeah,
Kathy with the Lions Club, let us sell them at the registration tables.
I don't know, it's up to the Lions to run registration table. I think that's Gary Busey.
Gary Busey.
Gary,
I don't know who
Busey.
that is.
Gary-
Kathy, you just combined, you sweetly combined Gary Kidd with.
Not pussy.
With that last name.
But he's also an actor, so we're okay.
All right, you know who I mean.
They all work for the good of the cause.
I know, but look how bad you are.
That's just so, well, isn't there
Sorry,
an Gary Busey, that's why, or some, that's why I would get asked when I was growing up if I was related to Gary.
My apologies, Matt.
I thought I missed a famous person, another famous person in town. I was like, wait a minute, when did that happen?
I'm happy to present that the registration, sale of the mugs at registration to the board on the chamber and see if we can get that to happen.
That would be great, because I feel like it would be a holiday present. Like a really good holiday present, and people would be in the frame of mind to want to buy them.
Right, definitely. I'm sorry I won't be there to do it myself, or else I would volunteer right now, but I will get it to everyone tonight.
Great, so let us know if that works, and then Matt would be able to get the mugs and the NFT tag and like a QR codes.
We definitely need potential of, I don't know when you said you don't have blue, but you would, I don't, how many reds and whites do you have? Based on the
And
amount.
I actually know, I believe it's, yeah, it is 12, it's 7 red, 5 whites, I believe.
I'm just saying, based on the attendance or the hopeful attendance of the sip and stroll, you'd want to be able to, if we're
Yeah, how
going to
many-
do this.
How many people are planning?
150-ish right now, but we have a 500 limit, but I haven't checked the latest count on the ticket sales yet.
That's great.
We would probably want to have at least more of a supply, if we were gonna do something, or you do the orders, but I just, again, that takes who's gonna follow up with.
Yeah, I think that, I think it would be safe to, if we authorized you to purchase another. How did we word it last time?
Up to.
Up to.
Did we say, what was the number though?
So we did up to $900 for engraved Yeti mugs.
And we have 6,397 at this moment, so we could say we authorize Matt to purchase up to $1,000 of Yeti mugs, heavier on the blue. Because the blue seemed to be more popular.
The reds are not pushing, the whites seem to be teetering, and the blues were gone. Very
Right, there's enough time, obviously, even if, including the sale at the Sip and Stroll, but going forward, we're not
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
stuck with merchandise. Based
Yeah.
on the amount of events that we'll have.
Yeah, so I make that motion.
I will second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Uh,
I
Abstentions?
I was particular in that if you have to change the design, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just said mugs.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll start working on that. I know they won't be delivered in time for the Sip and Stroll, but they'll probably be delivered.
So as long as your directions, so long as we can do the registration, as long as your directions to those selling it shows how to take a credit card order and how to do a pre-order very clearly, I think, and we'll check.
Yeah, and no one's gonna want to carry them around anyways all night.
Yeah.
They have another drink thing to carry.
That's the whole point of shopping during,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
No, this is selling orders for them.
both.
And the nice thing is we can utilize PayPal as our sale point with the same price of $36.10. So if I equipped our cash box with an NFC tag for tap, so you can tap to it and you can go ahead and get right to the website. And I can create those so you can just tap right into them and either pay or view a calendar and go ahead and start generating those. Those take all of 5 seconds to create. All right, additional input from me. As I said, I'm working on what we can do for the 4th of July for fireworks. And I'm working with Greg Ravava on the potential for a drone show. We're scoping out that. I am waiting to hear more from the state as to what they're doing for the July 4th dates to see if there's gonna be a major parade and if that's what they're encouraging us to go to. If they're having a major signing and if they are still continuing that major signing, who we can delegate to attend that. I'll have more answers in December. for
Feels
there.
so weird that they would be like pulling us away from our local events in order to like.
Concept
I'm a
was-
little like torn at how much we wanna
Yeah.
do that.
And I think the scope behind what they're trying to do is the fear of not having Connecticut residents stay in Connecticut. So they're trying to pull everyone to the capital where it's all big and grand and go back to your hometowns instead of having a majority of our folks go to Saratoga Springs or going down to DC or going down New York City, Pittsburgh, Gettysburg, going to Virginia, everywhere else but Connecticut. And trying to keep everybody here. And culturally, I've noticed that there seems to be, not in this group, but culturally, there seems to be some shame towards Connecticut history and some dissatisfaction and disinterest. But I want to say, and I've talked to some folks recently that have been in Emory Park where I've started to tell them about some of the history behind it. And like, I had no idea was that, this was utilized prominently and this is so cool. I didn't think Connecticut was that bound with history. It seems such a boring state. Marge, I made the same case. So I want to try to pride the Connecticut's history and involvement in the Revolutionary War and leading up to 1776 and pride Kent's involvement. So trying to encapsulate that and bring everyone here. I noticed this town is we're prideful in our community of our history, our character, our culture. It's in the POCD, it was noted that character and culture were prominent. It's something we all pride ourselves on. So I really want to I know that the state of Connecticut is trying to do their route of service, but I think, Melissa, you are absolutely right. And same with Martin, Darlene, and everyone else on this call, trying to keep people here so we're not going out to Hartford and driving back.
Absolutely.
Well, just putting so much time and effort into all of this playbook planning and then to like say, please go to Hartford, we'll still be there. I just don't understand, like,
I agree.
we should flip ours to another weekend if everyone is being encouraged to go to Hartford, so, all the big things.
I think it's a good thing Hartford's doing it for the towns that are not doing what we're doing, but yeah,
Those closer.
right. Yeah, that's, well, again.
I just wanted to make a comment about a potential parade. So the I don't know if that's still on the radar, is it?
It's in the playbook.
Yes.
Okay, so the Kent Art Association is about to do this cool partnership with UConn for a puppetry thing, and they're going to basically be doing this giant puppetry programming bonanza for the entire year coming up. And they really want to participate in as many things as possible. And one of the things they would really love to do is have a bunch of really cool puppets marching down Main Street in a parade.
No, that's a great thing to share.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's with Jim Henson's daughter is the person who seems to be spearheading it with the Art Association, and they've got like an archive of puppets over at UConn. So it's all in the works. We don't have finalization yet, but it is happening. We'll be partnering with them, doing all sorts of things, but they really want to get involved because it is, there'll be lots of historical artifact kind of things that will be pretty cool. And they're looking for ways to get this out there and make all of their work on this worthwhile.
I love that idea, I mean,
I love that.
I wonder, who organizes the Parade of Lights in Kent?
That's the chamber.
The parade,
Right?
No,
No, that's the fire department?
yes.
Is there a person though, like a
Mary Ann?
So I wonder if we should partner with, see if Mary Ann's interested in, not that our parade would be a night parade, but I wonder if she would spearhead the parade organization since. So we just need one person to like say, hey, I will do this and.
Right. I mean, again, it's either the fire department, I mean, the 4th of July versus like the Memorial Day parade is under the.
Right. Right, I know that, like, I'm just looking for more volunteers to like delegate, and if we want to like start with her. Yeah, start with her and see if she's interested in helping to be the point person.
And Sarah, who at the Art Association would be a good contact?
Deborah Shiflett Fitton.
Deborah, got it.
Yeah, I think the email is like general. Hold on. Yeah, it's kentartassociation@gmail.com.
Okay,
And Deborah is with an H is the admin.
got it.
Okay, I feel like if we start delegating some of those specific activities off to people, then it'll actually happen.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And I know that you can throw a good parade.
Yep, no,
But I also think that we had someone else that was willing to do a one-of parade, it would be
absolutely.
behoove us, and it could be a night parade, it could be the Parade of Lights at, like Sarah Marshall pointed out, it's still really light out at 7 o'clock, and we could have a 7 o'clock parade on 4th of July,
I mean,
fireworks or something.
midnight parade with fireworks.
Do the fireworks first and then.
Fireworks parade, and then you drive back as part of the parade back into the Kent.
But it could be, I mean,
Yeah,
I think the question to Mary Ann is, when, whatever you wanna do, we're willing if you're willing.
yeah. Be awesome.
Right.
And then just the other thing I'm gonna mention, I'm working on seeing what we can do for the special beverage with Kent Falls Brewing Company, and I'll reach out to Litchfield as well. And I'll reconnect with Greg on the Litchfield contact. And then again, if there's any events in our playbook, so Kathy, in our folder, we have a playbook. I'm gonna email it to you, but it's also in our shared folder. We have some events that are specific. I'm gonna start outlining those to a calendar, and if everybody that's on the subcommittee, I'll share the calendar. To make it easy to start, I'll make it an Excel document. The tabs are all gonna be the month from January through December 2026. And whenever your event is, if there's a weekend date, just go into that tab, just go into that cell and just type in event name, event time, and location. If you don't know the time, you don't know the location, just write TBD.
Okay.
And all that will be helpful for us to see as a visual so that we can start pumping out those things and I can start generating a rough draft of a calendar, and I'm happy to share that calendar. And once that calendar is shared, we can approve it and then mail it out.
There's no way to put whatever pops onto the website, it's all manual, so like, once we make a calendar, if we make changes to it, you have to make the changes.
So I might on something like the cemetery tour, then wait to see when some of these other static things can get plugged in and then we can work, that's so flexible work.
And I was gonna say, Marge, I'd love to talk to you offline, like, I'd love to do just a hike. In the woods hike, and it doesn't necessarily have to have a strong 1776, like, we can add that. Yeah, so KLT would love to do that and put it on the calendar for, any of our preserves or state property, it doesn't matter.
Is there anything else for any other members for input?
This is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we saved the meeting for the budget, and I want to say that coming out of this, I feel confident, I feel hopeful, and I feel I'm not comfortable, I feel much better.
Yeah, I still feel like we have a lot to work on for the weekend, the actual weekend.
Yeah, and I think as we plan it out, with the calendar, I think that'll help draw the sense for a visual tool to see what's going on. We can go ahead and finalize and iron that out. And we can go ahead and start putting that away and publicizing it.
Like you said, the potluck can't happen, but there is a way to do, like, the parade leads to just refreshments or something.
Yes, absolutely.
And so there might be a benefit, there might be a number that we have to attach to that, but
Yeah.
it could lead to basic, just 5 tubs of
Again, it could
ice
be
cream.
the community house and we just do the ice cream and red, white and blue sprinkles or.
Yeah, it could be like an evening parade that leads to that and ice cream and like a bonfire or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul says the beer, we can go ahead and have that served with a specific license, which I can acquire through the town. So.
There's a way.
Yeah, and it could end at our field and we could do some.
Right, we touch that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. We're gonna all cross Bulls Bridge where George Washington crossed, and hopefully none of our horses get swept.
That would be kind of cool to make, I don't know how you make the parade go that long, but it would be kind
Okay,
of darn
I
cool.
think we're, okay.
We could do a hike at Bulls Bridge, hike
Yeah.
down along the river.
So be like you start there and you walk across the bridge and you walk along the river.
Mhm.
Love that idea.
That's
That
great.
really is
That's-
our
That's
one
a total
site in
symbolic.
town.
Yeah, and parking is always a problem
Yeah.
there, but,
On that weekend, it might be.
well, there's no reason it has to
Right, we don't
Yeah.
have to have it on.
be on that weekend. It could be even an early spring hike, one of the first ones.
Get people somehow to carpool, if we organize it well enough ahead of time.
Again, you could park in the interest field.
Mhm.
Go carpool.
Mhm.
We could also talk to the owners of the Bulls Bridge Market gas station and see if people could park there too and like up that Bulls Bridge
Mhm.
Road.
I think that's the place to do it, because it is really our one obvious place in town that something happened. Yeah, it was, yeah.
All right, anything else? All done? I'm motioning to adjourn at, and before I do, Kathy, thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to your first official meeting. All right, I motion to adjourn at 6:01 PM. Can I get a second? Thank you, Melissa. All in favor?
I
Bye.
Thank you all. Have a fantastic night and enjoy. Stay warm.